What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Bricks and Toys. And in today's episode, I'm kind of laughing because this episode was a pain in the ass to get to film. I tell you Honda boys out there, Honda boys and Honda girls, you guys, I tell you, if Brick Shop, which is Hot Wheels, what we're doing today, did anything like this of a Volvo, there would be so many left on the shelves. Hell, with the Corvette Grand Sport, there's so many left on the shelves. The SL300, so many left on the shelves. I mean, the Chevy ones are still on the shelves, but yet Chevy boys and girls are showing up buying those off the shelves too. What am I getting at? You guys are probably thinking, well, guys, this video has taken 2 months to get together. I have hopefully 2 sets here today from the Hot Wheels Brick Shop lineup that came out, I think, around Christmas time, New Year's time. And the moment that I tried to buy these, they're gone. Hit the buy button, gone. Walmart, gone. Target, gone. Hot Wheels website, gone. Amazon, gone. Not a chance in hell. So bizarre. To fill you guys in just a little bit on the backstory, Hot Wheels, which is Mattel, which is Mega Constructs, they decided to make a Brick Shop series of vehicles, and they're putting these things out relatively quickly, a couple new models every couple of months. We started off a few months ago, like back in September, with an NSX and a Cadillac and a Grand Sport and a Maserati. That was super fun. We then moved it up with a couple Audis and a couple Chevys, and then to top it off, there was a big Mercedes Gullwing. And they're making these to where there's like a $20 version, which is like a Lego Speed Champions. And then there's like an in-between scale version, which is like $50. And that one's a little bit smaller than, say, a Lego Icons car. And then they're making a full like 1/8 scale Lego Icons type car for like $120. This is a really cool lineup of car building sets. The construction of them feels really good. The plastic and the actual bricks feel like Lego quality. I am loving building these sets. They are taking up a little bit of my space, but I'm loving these. I'm loving these because they are very similar to Lego. I like the way that they make custom parts. I like the way that they print all their pieces, but I love all of the vehicles that they're making with these sets. But 2 of these, hopefully 2 of these, you guys, Honda boys and girls, have just really made really hard to get. I think the next model is going to be of an Aston Martin. It's kind of like the Pace Car Vantage or Valkyrie, not Valkyrie, Valkyrie's the other one, but that one is coming up when that's going to be like a $50 Model 1. Hopefully, when that one does decide to come out, that one is easily available for me to get my hands on, because with these 2, I had to wait about 4 weeks for this one to come in the mail. I had to order it from Amazon, which we use the Hot Wheels portal to get it. So this one came UPS finally just a couple days ago. Took, like I said, about 4 weeks to get it. Just ordered it, said it'd be here at the end of February, and ta-da, it was. This one, I actually had to pay a scalper on the internet for, and I don't know if it's real. It came really fast from USPS. And, well, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's just get this party going by seeing if we actually have the other Honda. So I did just get this in the mail today, and I could not wait but to pick up the camera and get filming. I just love doing these Brick Shop sets with you guys. So let's go ahead and let's just see. I am really worried because I don't like to buy anything from a scalper on the internet. It's just, I find it annoying. If you're going to buy for yourself, save some for the rest of us. But I guess people knew that this was just going to be too hot to miss, and, well, they scalped. So let's now continue to go through this box, get rid of all this paper, yada yada, out of here, toodaloo. And now we're down to just a little bit of a paper wrapping. Let's hope it's real. And it looks real. And there it is, the other Honda. So here's what we have going on today. So unlike past videos of where we did a $50, I think, Elite series, and then a $20 Speed series, and then the $120 Premier series on its own, we actually only have two $20 Speed series. This one I did pay about $14 more from the scalpers on the internet, which is annoying. I hate that I had to do that. This one I paid the normal 21, 22 bucks, whatever it was, but I had to wait forever to get it. So what models of Honda are we talking about? Well, first off, we have a 257-piece 2007 Honda S2000. That's really freaking cool, because you know what also we have as an S2000 to compare it to? Well, reaching over here, Suki's S2000 from Speed Champions Lego. So it is going to be kind of interesting to pin these two together and kind of see the difference. The other Honda is another $20 set, like I said it should have been, and that is the 248-piece custom 90 Honda Civic EF. And like I said, this one I think sold out a lot worse than this one, and I could tell you guys honestly why. For one, this is part of the Hot Wheels, the Hot Ones. So these out of the box come slightly modified, that you can even modify more. Right off the rip, you are getting a modified Honda Civic hatchback from 1990. And this is an iconic tuner car. Total respect, total understanding. I knew when I saw this one was coming, I knew that the moment that I went to go buy it, it wasn't going to exist. And sure as shit on a Tuesday, it was gone immediately. No matter what I would try to do, there was no getting this car. There was no getting this car without trying to pay a scalper on the internet. And after 2 months, I finally conformed and just did it. So that is our two builds today. We have the Civic EF and the S2000. Starting with the S2000, let's just go over the boxes relatively quickly. This one is not of the Hot Ones series. This is more of just the traditional brick shop series, of where we get a factory car that we can slightly modify. It's a black box with a yellow hue to highlight the yellow of the car. The car is obnoxiously yellow, and I think that's one of the reasons why I like it. We can see that we have our two sets of wheels, which are just plastic. We have our set of tires and our die-cast car. We also get a little die-cast plaque to go under the car with this set. Up here at the corner, we can see the car slightly modified. And of course, we have our Honda officially licensed logos and all of that on the box. On the side of the box, we get a look at some of the parts that make it unique: the tires, the wheels, the die-cast plaque, and some of the printed elements. At the top of the box, we got a picture of our die-cast elements, which is the plaque and the 164 die-cast car. On this side of the box, we got an image of the S2000 in the brick form and the die-cast car it comes with. On the bottom of the box, we have our Legal Eagles barcode, recycling information, all of that good stuff. And on the back of the box, we have a back shot of the car in its modified form. This is the aftermarket wheels, the sticker pack, and all of that stuff that it comes with. Also, on the bottom of the box, there is a bunch of licensing of all the sponsors that go into making the car, whether it's in its original or aftermarket form. That has to be there. We can see from the picture we do have opening doors. The car is going to be about 6.5 inches in length and about 2 inches in height. And that is our S2000's box. Coming over here to the Civic, we have the bright yellow and red packaging, indicating that this is the slightly modified out of the box Hot Ones edition. Just like with the other box, we do get two sets of wheels. These will be all plastic. We do get the 164 die-cast car in that wonderful teal color, which is so fitting for the 90s. I love it. We have the little picture of the car fully modified, which is awesome. Honda licensing logo, all of that good stuff. Moving here to the side of the box, we have the same thing, the image of the wheels, the tires, the parts that make it interesting, like the printed elements, all of that. On this side of the box, we have the car with its die-cast counterpart, just like we did on the other one. On the top of the box, there's our two die-cast elements, that awesome 1/64 scale Civic, as well as the little plaque that goes underneath of the brick-built version. And on the bottom of the box, we have the Legal Eagles recycling information barcode, just like with the other box. And on the very back, we have the fully modified Civic EF with all of its stickers And we do have a picture showing its doors open, just like we did with the other one. This one is going to be about 5.9 inches in length and about 2 inches in height as well. On the bottom, we have all of the little sponsorship, licensing logos, and all of that. Do not eat it, just like with the other guy. And that is our 2 Honda boxes reviewed. Now let's open up these boxes and let's see, well, what this one entails, and hopefully this one too. I'm really hoping that in here is the actual bricks to the car and not something that somebody filled in full of random pieces. I don't trust the internet, guys. So to keep the spirit of surprises alive, we are going to do this one last, and we're going to do this one first, because this one I expect to be genuine all the way through and through. We're going to have 2 pieces of tape to open up this box, just like that. And then the box does open up to where you can reuse the box. One of the things I love about these sets, we're going to have a little tray that's going to pull out, and in the tray we have our 2 sets of plastic wheels, our 4 tires, our little plaque, and our car. Set that aside, and then do our pour. There is our pour. This being only a few 100-piece set at 20 bucks, there's not a lot of bags. So I am going to guess there's probably going to be about 8 bags, because they do use 2 bags per step. So let's count these out really quick. So maybe I did overshoot it just a little bit. We have 1 bag, we have 2 bags, so likely that's our first building step. Then we have 3 bags, and then we have 4 and 5. Likely 3 is its standalone, and 4 and 5 finishes off the build. The yellow color, now that it's not on a box and kind of Photoshop, actually does look a little bit more calmer, so that is pretty good. Still, really exciting. Then we go into our book with our sticker sheet, which is now in a plastic bag. I think that's newer. I know on the other ones, it was just the sheet of stickers that were just tucked in the first page of the book. Now, as I've already kind of said, the one thing I really do love about these sets is everything that's stock to the car is printed. Everything on these sticker sheets is an option. So that's one thing I really love about these Hot Wheels Brick Shop cars. So opening up our book, we have information about the 07 Honda S2000 and its history with Hot Wheels. Getting ourselves to the Brick Shop car. We have some information about the Brick Shop car right down here. Picture of its customized format. Pictures of the guys that designed this car. And one more picture showing the diecast with its Brick Shop counterpart. And then, by page number 9, we are starting with bags 1 and 2 of building the actual car. Now, the unmodified version does finish off with 100 steps and 73 pages, the last of which is putting that little diecast plaque on the bottom of the car. And then afterwards, it does go into a few more pages of how the car works, and then how to modify it and such. And guys, that is our S2000 that took us 4 weeks to get from Amazon using the Hot Wheels shop portal. Now, let's move on to the hot ones, and let's see if this is actually the Civic. I'm really thinking it is. I'm feeling positive. I will have to say, the tape is actually different on this one. This one uses more of a packaging tape, which is just one little stripe to open up, just like that. So that is a little concerning, but, you know, I guess consistency isn't a thing with these factories. They could have even came from 2 different factories. Knowing in Hot Wheels, the box is that white cardboard inside. And then I do see bags, so that is good. We do get our little pull-out tray, just like we did on the other one, with our 2 sets of wheels, 4 tires, the little die-cast plaque, and a little 1/64 scale Hot Wheels, which is just awesome of this car. I am not really a Honda boy, but I do really admire Honda tuner cars. They're just a huge staple in the automotive industry. Cars like the Civic and the S2000, the Acura NSX, just super iconic cars. We can sit here and talk about Hondas and their influence on the tuner world all day, including the Prelude. Now that I think about it, Del Sol's another one. I mean, it just goes for a good minute. But anyway, guys, back to the pour. Let's get that done. Here it is. And we got one more bag stuck in here. And there we go. I am thinking we are going to have probably the same amount of bags, 5. Let's count them out. Let's see if that's true. And it is. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Now, I do want to take a quick second and look at these bags just to make sure everything is legit, and it does look legit. The writing is the same type of writing. The folds and the creases in the bags look to be the same. The print of the number 5 seems to be the same. And the special printed parts are wrapped in plastic, separating them from the other ones, just like how we get with this version. On the earlier ones, they use tissue paper to wrap these sensitive parts, but they're using plastic now, which still gets the job done. Something I wish LEGO would do to protect its printed and windshield pieces, but they just don't do it, and yet they charge us more. So everything looks really good. The parts do say Mattel on them, which is what we would expect. I guess I did buy a real one for $14 more, and I'm perfectly happy with that. Going into our book, as we can see, we open it up, and our sticker sheet is not in a plastic bag like it is on the other one. It's just sitting in here, but that is our customizational stickers to go with the set. And like with the other book, we start with a little brief history with the Civic EF and Hot Wheels, getting us to the brick shop version, as well as more information about the car, customization pictures, designer, cars together. And on page number 9, we start with bag 1 alone to start building. Just like with the other car, we do go up to page 73, but 103 steps to put that little die-cast plaque on the bottom to finish out the car. A couple more pictures of how the car operates, and then it goes into the customization part of the book to where we can put on our custom stickers, wheels, and whatever we choose to make this car our own. When it comes to building these cars, there is no specific way that they want you to do it. They want you to have the freedom to do whatever the hell you please, and the best part about these cars, that they're not Lego, so resale value isn't really there to dictate how you actually design and build your car. And I think that is so awesome because I just get to do whatever I want. If I want to go stock, no stickers, I'll go stock, no stickers. If I want to throw a couple on, I'll throw a couple on. I don't got to throw the whole sheet. That is up to me to do. So I really just love the general mold these however you want type persona you get with these sets. And with that, guys, there's really nothing else to do but build these sets and bring you guys back for the review. Well, that's going to be right here. Okay, here is our 2 Hondas. And which one do we start with first? The one that was the hardest to get or the one that was the longest to get? Let's start off with the first one that came, which we're going to start off with the little die-cast car as we normally do with these. And to me, I think it's a pretty cool car. Something about the form of this looks like a shark, and I kind of love it. It kind of has like a wider demeanor than the normal S2000. I'm not sure if that's just Hot Wheels or, it may be a different type of model of S2000 I'm not used to. But yeah, pretty cool model. I do like it. It does have a full interior. I like the black on the roof and on the hood. I like the printed headlights, taillights. Overall, really nice to complement the overall car. Now let's check out that car. So with the car, my customization was just using the custom wheel covers and not the stock wheel covers. I didn't add any stickers. I kind of kept this one just stock minus the wheels. Starting from the back, we have our traditional curved elements. Moving into the fenders, we have these flat elements to make these fenders. Quarter pieces here for the hardtop roof. It is printed on the top of the roof. We have a nice tinted front windshield and a tinted transparent piece for the back windshield. The doors do open up. We do have a door handle print on that. We do also have the side print for the S2000 right there. Printed headlights. We have a really cool piece down here for the lower front bumper. That looks really nice. Printed Honda logo. Printed headlights on this side as well with door handle with the S2000. Overall, it's a really nice build. It is a lot different than, say, the Lego version. We also have printed taillights, Honda logo, third brake light, and license plate. I do like this solid brick-built spoiler. That's one piece. I think that looks really nice. But I will say, all of these little curves and slopes and stuff do leave a lot of dead space underneath of the car. As a whole, it does look really good. Now, let's go ahead, let's pop off our roof and take a look at our interior. Interior does feature what looks to be a navigational unit in the dash and the traditional S2000 style gauges behind the steering wheel. We have nice little red seats. that do not move. Just a really basic interior. In addition to all of the unique pieces to make the body of the car, we do have a nice little roof scoop. And we do use these 1x2 elements to make these nice little ridges in the hood, which is nice. The bottom of the car, pretty much flat, brick built, obviously, with that die-cast plaque. And then we do have these two little elements for the exhaust in silver in the back. Our last two printed elements are going to be the reflective coating on the mirrors. And that is about it for the S2000. In case you guys wanted to see what it looks like next to the Lego version, well, here you go. And there is honestly no right answer between the two. We can see Lego style, we can see Hot Wheels style. Hot Wheels makes the bricks to make the car look more authentic. Lego uses their bricks to make their product look more Lego authentic, even if it takes away from the model of the actual car. The Lego model does not have opening doors, where the other one does. And the Lego model also does not have pronounced seats such as the brick shop model does. And we also have a brick built spoiler and brick built bumper, everything, instead of having the pieces made for the car specifically. So there is no comparison between the two. They're completely two different products. No point in continuing any further with that conversation. Moving on to the Civic EF, I will say, the only thing is, at least everything is printed onto this model. But onto the Civic, we have a beautiful 164 diecast in this metallic teal green. I really love it. Tinted windows, white wheels, red interior. Awesome, awesome diecast. Super happy with that. Moving on to the car itself, we do have all of the traditional things of the Speed series with the opening doors and such. Printed elements. I did add the stickers of the Honda logo above the windshield and a Hot Wheels logo on each side of the rear glass, as you guys can see there. I did go with the aftermarket wheels, and that's as far as the customization options go with this. Now, looking at the car, we do have that nice printed black stripe that goes all the way around the car. This part is printed, where the bumpers are brick built. Looking at the back of the car, we can see a printed license plate as well as printed for the translucent yellow and red tail lights, which is really nice, or should I say rear light bar. We do have the spoiler over here, which is brick built of 1x elements straight across, so that it is kind of hard to get those to line up properly. We have a nice 2x3 translucent element for the little sunroof. Coming over to the front of the vehicle, we do have special made pieces to get the front angles of the headlights and side marker lights done just right, as well as a printed Honda logo. And then on the bottom parts of the bumper, we have two more printed pieces, as well as some nice part usage to make that front spoiler and all of that. Really nicely done, I do have to say, but a lot of unique pieces made for the actual car to make all this happen. Like I said, doors do open up into the interior, but we will have to take the roof apart and a little bit of the car apart to get into the interior, so let's go ahead and let's do that. With our roof removed, you can see a little bit of our back seat, and we do have red seats like we do with the die-cast car and also the S2000 as well. The seats do move forward, so passengers can get into the rear of the vehicle, which is a nice touch. We can see our little stick shift, our printed climate control and radio module, and our printed instrument cluster using the same piece as the S2000 but a different print, which is nice, so the vehicle stays accurate to the actual model. With our roof back on, we can take a look at our custom wheels. I think they look really nice. They also have a little logo print on them as well. Looking at the bottom of the car, it's pretty much solid brick built with our little die-cast plaque, and we have a little tailpipe piece. Let's just do a once-over of the entire car as a whole before we wrap up this video. And I think that's just about it, guys. Putting it back over here, we can see the models together, and I think for two $20 Hondas, well, if you could get them both for $20 a piece, these are two really cool additional models of the Brick Shop series. Let's come out, let's wrap up this video. So the wrap up on these two cars is relatively simple. If you can get them at 20 bucks a piece, it's a no-brainer. Check them out, enjoy them. They are pretty awesome in their own right. Now, with the S2000, we actually had something to stack up against the Lego, and we can see immediately upon putting the Lego S2000 with the Brick Shop S2000, we can clearly see that the mission for these brands are two different missions. Lego is trying to stay authentic to their brand, to what they do, and not to the manufacturer and to the model that they're building. They try to find a compromise between the brick and the model, and that's what makes Lego so special. Where Mattel with Hot Wheels Brick Shop, they are trying to stay true to the model, and they will make a piece and force it and do their best to make as polished of a model as possible. So with this S2000, we can officially confirm that that is the official mission of these brands. That's how they're going to stay different, and that's how they're going to stay apart. You don't build these for a Lego experience, you build these for a car building experience, and a really cool model, whether you're a kid or an adult, when you're done. As I've already stated when I started this video, the really hard thing about these ones is the Honda boys and the Honda girls out there that love Hondas, have their own Hondas, maybe even have the US version of each of these cars in their collection. They've made it really, really hard to find these cars. You will have to pay a scalper's premium, in my case, $14-ish plus shipping for this model, and you may have to wait weeks, if not just go the scalper's premium route for this model as well. But the good thing about these cars is they're not Lego, they are Mattel Hot Wheels cars, and thus the scalpers premium prices are not even that much different. And when you look at a Speed Champions car being $30 ish, I know $27.99, when you pay $34 for one of these, it still feels okay and not too bad. But we always want to get the actual price of $20 or $22, whatever it may be, when we buy these cars. But sometimes that's just not possible, and I've been on such a roll with collecting these, buying them all, because they're so affordable that I just wasn't going to let an unobtainable sold out situation withhold me from completing my collection of these cars. I will continue to buy these cars as they come out because I always enjoy building them. I love the colors, I love the custom made pieces to get the car closest to the actual model. I like the things that they're doing with these. It's just a really fun overall experience. So if you can get these, check them out, enjoy them. If you haven't already, go back, check out all the other models. I think we're up to almost 10 already at this point since August or September when these things came out. They're really fun, they're really cool, and definitely something really good for the kids nonetheless. So with that, if you enjoyed this video, please consider the subscribe button to follow along with everything that we do here. As usual, share the video with a friend, hit the thumbs up, the like button. Most importantly, drop your comments down below. What do you think about these build series? What do you think about these cars in particular? Love to communicate with you guys like I do. And with that, guys, thank you so much for watching. You all have a good one.